we will call the July 13th, 2023 Planning Commission meeting to order at 7 p.m. Would you please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item, roll call. Absent Ileana and Leland. Seated for Ileana is Jane, and for Leland is Eric. So welcome, Eric, to the dais.
First time, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Next item, the Planning Commission meeting minutes of June 8th, 2023. Are there any corrections or additions to those?
None.
No.
Then do we have a motion?
I move we accept the Planning Commission meeting minutes of 6/8/2023.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Ruth Ann, seconded by Roxy, that we approve the Planning Commission meeting minutes from the June 8th, 2023. I will call the question. Nick?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ruth Ann?
Aye.
Roxy?
Aye.
And Eric? Aye. Chair is aye. Passes unanimously. Next, are there any additions to or corrections to the Planning Commission meeting minutes of June 22nd, 2023?
No.
No, sir, no additions or deletions. However, on the agenda tonight is a rezoning for the Highlands at Kings Point. Staff is asking that this item be continued to August 10th. There will be no public hearing on this item.
Wait. We still have one more set of minutes to approve.
Oh, you asked additions and deletions to the,
No, I was,
Or the
No.
meeting minutes.
Oh.
meeting minutes.
Yes.
Sorry.
sir,
We're
I
out of
apologize. I'm
I think
ahead of
I got out
myself.
order. Sorry.
He said the wrong word.
Shall we go we'll finish doing the minutes.
I move we accept the Planning Commission meeting minutes of June 22nd, 2023.
Second.
It's been moved by Ruth Ann, seconded by Eric, that we approve the Planning Commission meeting minutes from June 22nd, 2023. And I'll call the question. Nick?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ruth Ann?
Aye.
Roxy?
Aye.
Eric? Aye. Chair is aye, and it is passed unanimously. All right, are there any additions to or deletions from the agenda? Sorry, Bryce.
There we go.
I apologize, sir. No additions or deletions. However, on the agenda tonight is a rezoning to the Highlands at Kings Point. Staff is asking that this item be continued to August 10th. There will be no public hearing on this item. There won't be presentations from staff, the applicant, or public comment. That will all be on August 10th. The chair will simply ask for a motion to continue when that item is up on the agenda.
So we want to do that now, or do we want to do that when it comes up?
When it comes up on the
Okay.
agenda would be best, sir.
Okay. All right. Next item, public hearing, 5A. It is a resolution to adopt the bike and pedestrian master plan as part of the town of Parker's I'm on the wrong one.
This
Got
is
too many
the-
agendas up here. I'm trying to
This
pay
is
attention.
this one.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that.
Yeah, we can read that one. Oh, I knew the other one was too easy. Wow. Okay, public hearing, 7A. An ordinance to amend ordinance numbers 4.52.1, series of 2004, to 4.52.2, series of 2006, and 4.52.3, series of 2008, to amend the title of the chapter 10.10, subsection 10.10.010A, and sections 13.06.070, 13.07.080, 13.07140, and 13.10.110 of the Parker Municipal Code concerning the parks, trails, and open space streetscape design and construction manual. All right. Whew. Take a breath now. And we will open the public hearing at 7:04. Mary, Brett, whoever's all over there.
Thank you. Great. I was making sure I'm on the right slide.
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. I'm Mary Munakata with the Community Development Department, along with our project team members. To my right, I've got Justin DePietro with Horde Copeland Mocht, our town's consultant, and then Brett Collins from Parks and Recreation. And Justin and I are going to present tonight, so I'll pass it off to him shortly. But to get started, again, this is an ordinance to amend certain sections of the Land Development Ordinance with the readoption of the Parks, Trails, Open Space, and Streetscape Design and Construction Manual. Okay, there we go. Little on the project's background. You folks are familiar with this project, I know. But this project is a follow-on to the 2019 adoption of revised park standards associated with new residential development. These standards were revised in the Land Development Ordinance, or the LDO, for the purpose of improving the outcome of required parklands with new development. Implementation of the revised standards necessitated new design guidelines and updated construction standards to support those revised standards. And at the same time, the town's current construction specifications and design considerations for parks, trails, and streetscapes manual also needs updating. So, this project combines the above, and it's creating a single comprehensive manual that includes design principles, design guidelines, amenity options, and construction standards and specifications, all in one comprehensive document. This project has been a joint project, again, between Parks and Recreation and Community Development in coordination with our Engineering, Public Works Department, and Cultural Department. Revisions to that current manual, we have, again, renamed it the Parks, Trails, Open Space, and Streetscape Design and Construction Manual. And renaming it has then necessitated amending certain sections of the Land Development Ordinance, which is what you're considering tonight, to change the document name. We're also updating and expanding the content to reflect best practices. New design principles and guidelines have been added for clarity of town expectations for parks, trails, and open space improvements. And the manual provides improved technical guidance from the construction, or for the construction of the improvements. So I'm going to pass it off to Justin on the next slide.
Great, thank you. Mary, is this thing?
Right there.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Good evening, everyone. Chairman, commissioners, appreciate it. Thank you, Mary. First, I want to thank Mary and Brett, who were instrumental in providing guidance for now just over a year that we've been working on this. It was a significant undertaking, and it really was a team effort, so commend you both for that. We established, you may have seen these in previous, but we'll go through some of these, kind of outline what the manual accomplishes and how it's organized. So some of the project purposes and goals were to support your parks, open spaces, and streetscapes. It aligns with some of your current master plan documents that are out there in your envisioning documents. It supports the LDO, as Mary mentioned. And ensures kind of a baseline quality of your parks, trails, open spaces, and streetscapes. And furthermore, it's a tool. It's a tool for the town as it develops these parks, and for the developers and consultants who are working on them, and provides some accountability in that process of design and construction. Next, please.
Okay.
Right, so it's, replacing the current manual, which was last adopted in 2008, and it provides or combines the design and technical guidance into a single manual, single comprehensive package. Next. We are at the finish line here. So after a year of work and a couple updates that we've provided you, we are finally there, ready for the adoption. So, yeah, I think we can move right to the next one.
Sure thing.
So we'll just go through the organization of the manual. So after the introduction, we have our design principles and guidelines for the parks, trails, and open space. That is then followed by the streetscape section, does the same thing, outlines the design guidelines, essentially for those. Let's see here. Included, there's one thing I wanted to mention there, I thought. Okay, never mind. Streetscape, right, doing the same thing, providing design guidelines, best practices, some additional content, quite a bit of additional content from the last manual. Gets then into the support amenities, which ones apply to streetscape, to parks, different types of parks, and these are things like your site furnishings, drinking fountains, et cetera. Then it lays out your material standards, paving, et cetera. And then a section on signage. So this includes things like your monument signs, as well as your regulatory and wayfinding signage, which has now been standardized in this manual for consistency throughout the town. And then in the appendices,
It's a little touchy.
Okay, there we go. Oh, jumped it. Okay, so in the appendices, there's two. Appendix 1, it starts with your details, your construction details. And then the second are your written technical specifications. And these will be found in a construction document package that will be bid and then used for the construction itself. Any questions just on the manual and the organization?
I was curious what, it's not on the manual or the organization. It's about future changes to the manual. Is this okay to ask a question now about that?
I will do a quick answer. Future changes are administrative per the ordinance.
Okay.
So that will be helpful to staff and developers for timing, and it doesn't have to go through a full-blown public hearing process to amend what is mostly a technical manual. So that's going to be very helpful.
Is there any aspect of this that would require a public hearing in the future according to the LDO?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am going to conclude then that the revised Parks, Trails, Open Space, and Streetscape Design and Construction Manual will benefit applicants and staff with an easy-to-use comprehensive guide for the planning, design, and construction of parks, trails, and open space, provides clarity of the town's expectations and available options up front in the development process. This is all to achieve high-quality, unique park outcomes. The manual will be adopted by reference in the municipal code. And finally, the proposed motion tonight, just for clarification, will recommend an update of the municipal code to adopt the manual. And with that, staff recommends the Planning Commission, thank you. Staff recommends the Planning Commission recommend Town Council amend sections 13.06.070, 13.07.080, 13.140 and 13.10.11 of the Parker Municipal Code concerning the parks, trails, open space, and streetscape design and construction manual. So this concludes staff's presentation, and the team is happy to answer any questions you all might have.
Further questions for the team over there?
So to build on Ruth Ann's question, if in the future there's design changes, let's just say 10 years down the road, there's design changes needed, is that then something that is brought back in front of Planning Commission, Town Council, or is that all handled administratively?
It can be done administratively according to the ordinance.
So in effect, I'm putting words certainly in somebody's mouth, but in effect, this is going to be a living document that's managed by administrative powers and not necessarily by public comment or public, I don't know the right words, legislative.
Correct.
it.
Unless there is a legislative component, like we rename it again to maybe shorten the name, wherever it is adopted by reference in the LDO, and we would want to change that name. This is what you see tonight. We're amending those sections of the LDO where we have to change the title. So that necessitated this ordinance to amend the LDO.
Great, thank you.
Mary, can I just confirm, like, this is like the legislative end of combining the policy guidelines with the actual on the ground, boots on the ground sort of streetscape. And so that's why the amendments are to be done administratively, because it's really the boots on the grounds part that's going to change quite a bit. And to come back to Planning Commission to do that every single time is administratively prohibitive.
You are correct. You are correct. The document, as you folks have seen, is a long document. The shorter version is the design principles, the design guidelines, some of those standards, but the majority of it is the technical construction details and specs. So that's, I think, mainly where Brett and his team live when using this document.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will also use this, yes, for guidance in planning and design of those parks.
Yeah, and I'd just add that we wouldn't expect to change major things within this document. It's more technical, minor things like 3,000 PSI concrete. We want it to be 3,500 PSI concrete for whatever reason in the future. If we made major changes to this in either to the guidelines or the details in that, I think we would bring it back for a review, especially if it was something that was going to ultimately affect costs for development in the future. Say 6-inch thick paving versus 12-inch thick paving. That might be a concern for some of the developers because it might add to the cost for their development. And we'd want to come back and vet that and have another round of review.
Thank you.
I guess my question is there a threshold that's laid out in the document as far as when you guys would need to come back, or is it kind of just a gut feeling?
But I think it's going to be something that we would discuss with the directors, director level, and then also amongst staff. Is that me? There we go. And then we would kind of determine if it needed to come back. And it's really similar to the way Public Works does their manual right now, because they have a similar manual for doing the streets and Public Works. And so it's more of a calculated, we talk about it and decide whether it's a major rewrite or a concern that we think would impact somebody in the future.
All right. Thank you.
I think one of the examples used in the past was like a certain material became unavailable,
Right.
and you had to kind of replace that with a plan B. So it's really, again, more technical than the look and feel that would be the outcome of the actual document.
Yeah.
Right. So, thanks.
No further questions? Well, as this is a public hearing, we open it up to the public for comment. Seeing no public, we will close the public comment. Any further questions?
No?
All right.
Nope.
Okay. Then we will close the public hearing at 7:20. Commissioner discussion?
I'm impressed at the level of detail and the mind-numbing level of detail that this manual contains. As you know, I like to dip into the stuff that we're looking at, and mind-numbing is an excellent, but very detailed, very good. The design standards are excellent. Those kinds of design standards are the ones that are reflected in the revision that we had to the playground at O'Brien Park. And it's just, heads and shoulders above what we had before. And so I'm really excited and happy for the town that we're going to have that level of Parks and Rec and open space and streetscape amenities. Thank you.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is that, it just shows the maturation of the town and, where we've come from 2008 to now. Some of these design questions that we presented, I know they were kind of by design and by recommendation to help the town and help developers move through the process in a more efficient way, not necessarily making it more developer-friendly, but making it, a better community to build and understand what we ask for and we want. I am in support. I think this is a considerable upgrade from what we had.
Thank you for your year-long work with this document. Definitely mind-boggling to say the least, but I agree with my fellow commissioners. Thank you.
Yep, I was basically just going to echo my fellow commissioners. I appreciate the level of work and detail that went into it. Certainly does show, I think Eric was saying, the maturity over the last 15 years and how the town's growing in our desires to kind of form and shape the design of the community, and it's very impressive.
I'll just do the add-on of thank you and coordinating this with the other documents that have been recently updated. And this shows the priority that Parker puts on parks, trails, open space, and that is a really important value to me, and I think as well to the town. So yes, thank you. Kudos.
And streetscapes.
Yeah. I feel like the commissioner and my fellow commissioners have already really hit on everything. Just appreciate you guys throwing it together. It's great to look through, and it's a great piece of work.
I can only echo what the others have said, and again, appreciate your efforts on this. Do we have a motion?
Go ahead. I'll get the next one.
I move the Planning Commission recommend Town Council amend sections 13.06.070, 13.07.080, 13.07.140, and 13.10.110 of the Parker Municipal Code concerning the parks, trails, open space, and streetscape design and construction manual.
I'll second.
Who did? Nick? Okay. It's been moved by Eric, seconded by Nick. The Planning Commission recommend Town Council amend sections 13.06.070, 13.07.080, 13.07.140, and 13.10.110 of the Park Municipal Code concerning parks, trails, open space, streetscape design, and construction manual. And I will call the question. Nick?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ruth Ann?
Aye.
Roxy?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Chair is aye. It passes unanimously. All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
the next item is the item that has been continued, and so I need a motion.
I move to continue the Highlands at Kings Point rezone to a date certain, August 10th, 2023.
Second.
Been moved by Ruth Ann, seconded by Eric, that we move to continue the Highlands at King Point rezone to a date certain, August 10th, 2023. I will call the question. Nick?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ruth Ann?
Aye.
Roxy?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Chair is aye. It will be move to August 10th. Staff items, Bryce?
Just real quick, Jeff and I are working on the upcoming training schedule with dates, so expect to get that in your email here in the next week or two.
Okay. All right. Bryce, is this officially the first meeting of the new year?
This is.
Term? Yes.
Okay. So probably next time agenda, we'll put the election of the assistant chair, vice chair,
Yes.
that
Je-
agenda.
Funny you should
We
mention that.
vote
Jeff and I just talked about that.
Every year?
Yeah, we wait till the meeting when you're not here.
Well, I know.
I mean, we could have done it tonight, and then because Ileana is not here.
Or we just tell Ileana she's doing it again.
Yeah, right. Well, we can put that on the agenda next time.
Yes.
All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn the 7/13/2023 Planning Commission meeting.
I second.
It's been moved by Eric, seconded by Ruth Ann, that we adjourn. I'll call the question again. Nick?
Aye.
Jane?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ruth Ann?
Aye.
Roxy?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Chair is aye. You can go home, y'all.